and but you are ultimately an independent contractor. In doing that, you also have to be your own self-motivator. So if you're in real estate business full time, you really have to force yourself to get up and go to work. So you can be one of those agents that kind of sit around at home, but unless you're out constantly networking and engaging in some kind of real estate activity, business probably is not going to come to you if you're a newer agent. It takes a couple of years to kind of get your name out there, and so the first thing I say for agents to do, and everything is only in my opinion, so you want to get your business cards made, and you want to make sure you have the proper information on your business cards, and you always want to have one with you.
Go on.
You've got one. Okay. So we also want to make sure that our name, our company, and our phone number, email address, and maybe a website if you've set up your website. Oh, that looks beautiful. I love it. That turned out great. And you designed that yourself.
With a little help.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love it.
Thank you.
So always make sure that you have plenty of business cards on hand.
Oh, yes, Stitch.
That stands out. It's very catchy, and the picture's gorgeous. So I always say put your picture on there. A lot of agents don't like to put their picture on the signs or on their cards. I feel like, in my opinion, they're making a mistake because it's identification. You know, you may be out somewhere and they'll say, oh my gosh, you look so familiar. Where do I know you from? Well, you probably saw one of my signs or have one of my business cards, hopefully. And if not, here is one. Always hand your card out. You know, always do that networking. So, you know, schedule some time for yourself, of course, but, you know, try to get up in the morning and get online. You know, some of my routine things that I do when I get up is I'll look at my emails to make sure that there's, you know, nothing that I need pressing. Like maybe I need to meet with an appraiser or a surveyor, or maybe I need to get a document over to another agent. And saying that, your best friend in this business when you're working a transaction, once you've gotten into a fully executed agreement that we're going to go over today, your best friend is that other agent. Try to have a good rapport with them and try to stay in contact with them. And most important, put everything in writing. A lot of things are done verbally, but until it's in writing and fully executed, it's not a fully executed contract. And you want to make sure you're protecting yourself by putting those emails together or addendums together and making sure that language is covered. So we don't want to get into that he said, she said type thing. So when you log on, the second thing that I do in the morning is I'll go to daily functions because I may be working with a buyer, and let's say they're looking over in the Mandarin area, and I just want to run a quick 24-hour hot sheet. This is just a tip. These are things that I do to kind of stay abreast of what's going on, who listed what. So at my home office, I have a list of buyers, and you can set yours up on your iPad or on a pad of paper or what have you, but I'll kind of glance up and I'll say, okay, who am I working with? Where are they looking? Let me look at the 24-hour hot sheet to see if there's anything new that might have popped up. And you know that our system auto-populates every night at 8:30 p.m. So if you've got someone set up in the automatic email drip campaign, which is something we can go over for sure, if you don't know how to set that up, that's something that's very important. You've got a new buyer, what do you want to do? You want to start sending them emails. Because the quicker you get on it, the more information they're going to receive. They're going to get the listings, and then they may say, hey, Lara, I want to go over and look at this one on Laurel Grove. It was just listed over in Mandarin. So you could click on it and kind of look through and see, oh, it's seller-owned, it's not a foreclosure. You can read about it and, you know, just kind of see what it's included, etc. So they may receive that, and you know what? You may look through the pictures and say, wow, this one really looks nice. I wonder if my buyer, first mistake. I'm sorry, I don't mean to point this out, but this is one of my pet peeves. If you're a listing agent and you get a listing, please don't just put one photo on there. Because to make it to the top of Realtor.com, you need to have at least 25 photos. And don't take them from your iPhone. Take them from a professional camera. Invest in that. It's really important for you to take good pictures. When I get a listing and I go to meet with the seller, I'll go a couple of days ahead of time and I'll say to them, this is how we're going to stage your home. We're going to take down all personal items. We want it to look like a show model home. We don't want to go in and see dirty dishes in a picture or a dog or somebody else that's taken a picture and you see the flashback on the mirror. There's a way of doing that so that your pictures can look professional without having a professional photographer coming through. You could actually enhance your own photographs and edit them to make them brighter or more prominent. You know, they look good on the MLS. So anyway, that probably wasn't a good example of one, but let's go over to the next one. This is a foreclosure, so it probably doesn't show very well. You can see down here, property owner is REO, which means real estate owned, seller owned. And so you may want to go through the pictures. Oh my Lord, what is this? Oh, that doesn't look very good. Who would take a picture of that? Now see, this is an example of somebody that has not edited. So you may want to edit that picture. These are a little bit bright. They need to probably tone these down a little bit. But it looks like a nice kitchen. And you can just kind of scroll through. I mean, it's staged. There's not much. I'm not sure why this keeps popping up. I'm so sorry. But see, they've taken 48 photos. And you may say to yourself, this is a perfect house for one of my buyers. I want to go ahead and I want to resend that to them. And just email it to them. Straight from here. So that morning report, going through the daily functions and the hot sheet.
I do that.
You do go through that.
I go through and I see one, I'll email it to them.
Yeah. Even though they've probably already received it if you set them up on an auto email.
I did a portal and then auto email.
Yeah, and you know how to do that? No, okay. That's really important. So let's talk about capturing a new buyer. What are the things that you're going to do? Number one, I'm going to tell you, you did the perfect thing. You've got a notebook. This is my go-to. I mean, this is all my buyers every day, things that I need to do,
I have
people that have called in.
Uh-huh.
So you want to ask their full name. You want to get their phone number and verify it. You know, always repeat back to them and say, is your number this? Get their email. Same thing. Repeat the email back. I've even gone to, will you please text that to me so I make sure that I've got the spelling correctly. I've got the email correctly. And then you want to ask them, where are they looking? What side of town are you looking at? Do you have a specific zip code? Is there anything specific about the house that you're looking for that you need? Do you need 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 3 baths? Do you need a pool? You know, there's all these options in the MLS system that you could add in to your search engine optimization so that when you're going in, you can fine-tune only pool homes. Maybe they only want a pool home.
Okay.
You want to ask them if they're in a lease. If they're in a lease, when does the lease expire? Very important. Because if they need to give that 30-day or 60-day notice, they need to take a look at their lease to see what the ramifications are for breaking that lease should they find a home before their lease expires. And probably the number one question is, have you been pre-approved? Find out if they've got a pre-approval letter. What have you been pre-approved up to? So then you know that this person's looking over in Mandarin under $200,000 with a 4-bedroom, 2-bath only. So when you go into the MLS system to set them up, try to do it as soon as possible. If you've got them on the phone and you're sitting in front of the computer, sometimes while I'm talking to them, I'm already putting them in, and I'll just say, by the end of our conversation, very nice speaking with you, go ahead and check your email and make sure that you did get my email. And if you'll just respond back to me and say, Lara, I got your email. That kind of gives you confirmation that they've received receive the emails, and then from there forward, they should be getting them on a routine basis. So as the agent's out there listing the property, maybe she doesn't list anything tomorrow or but maybe the following day a new listing pops up, it'll automatically be sent to that client. And then you can also set it up so you see that they have looked at that email. So there's a box on here that you can do. So as part of the training, I didn't really want to get into all this, but I think it's really important to be able to set someone up in the automatic email. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go to contacts, and if you all want to take notes, you can. Otherwise, you can watch the video. Let's just say, okay, you're speaking to a new client. You're going to put her name in, and we're going to put Lara, and last name and their email address. And we're going to add them. We're going to add them into our portal. And this will be a new search for each one. So of course you want to put in the search because you want to set them up. You can put in their phone numbers and stuff like that, but I'm sure if they're a client, you already have them in there. And if you look over here, it'll show on the email activity how many times they viewed it. So, okay, so when we're going to add her to receive new listings, we're going to hit the add button and create a new full search.
Okay.
And so my buyer would like to have a residence, and she wants to be in Mandarin. So I'm going to put maybe San Marco, but she doesn't like Bartram. She says it's too cookie cutter. So we're going to put in San Marco, San Jose, Mandarin, North, and Mandarin. So you want to put all those fields in. And she's got a pre-approval up to 250. So I may do 150 to 250. See what pops up. And she said that she wants at least 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. And she wants at least 1,800 square feet. Some people may ask, you know what, I don't really want anything older than 2000. So you could put the year in there. You could put the type of dwelling. Sometimes people just want the single family detached. You can put that there. You could put a style. Maybe it's an older person that doesn't want to go up and down the stairs. You could go in and just put ranch. We know that's like one level. In the interior, if they had anything specific that they wanted on the interior, you could put, they want a garden tub. They only want a house with a garden tub. So you know when we're putting those in, we fill these things in. So if the agents put that in properly, you'll find, that this one has a garden tub. Maybe they want a separate dining room. They like to do some entertaining. So a lot of houses don't have that separate dining room or separate living room. Fireplace. Maybe they only want a house with a wood-burning fireplace. So you could hit fireplace. Same with on the exterior. And I'm not going to check any of these. I'm just kind of showing you. Maybe they have a pet and they need a fenced-in yard. So they need a fully fenced-in yard. And so you would have a fenced-in rear yard. Parking. Maybe they need a 2-car garage at least.
Wow.
You could go through each one of those and get more familiarized with them. Here's your pool. Maybe they want an in-ground pool. They only want homes with a screened-in in-ground pool.
Wow.
So you could get to that specific on a search.
That's impressive.
But I'm not going to put any of those in. I just want to do a basic search and see what comes up in the Mandarin area. So we're going to save the search.
That would be for a very picky buyer.
Well, and there are some very picky buyers out there. So The most important thing is you need to listen. Listen and take good notes. Is there anything specific you're looking for in a home? 1 story, 2 story, need a mother-in-law suite, etc. I'm going to label this one Lara Hoffman and maybe Mandarin. So so I may have several different areas that she wants to look at. So I'm going to save the search by clicking on the bottom button. And then from there, we're not finished. We have to set them up on the auto drip campaign. And by doing so, you're going to go over to the right-hand screen once it's loaded, the information. Put their information in. We have put in what they're looking for, where they're looking for, how much, square footage, number of bedrooms, bathrooms. We've labeled it Lara Hoffman Mandarin. And from there, we're going to add a subscription. So I always check off use sender up here, and I'll tell you the reason why is because I don't want to be inundated with emails from maybe 10 people every single day. So I'm already going to see when they've looked at it, because I'm going to check a box on here that says that. And we want to set them up on a weekly basis, of course. I don't know why somebody would send it once a month or 1 day a week or what have you. If a listing comes out on Wednesday, we want them to know about it on Wednesday. So I've never seen this ASAP. I'm not sure what that is. That must be new to the MLS. But I guess just as soon as it's listed, would sound right to me. And then it is residential. And then I've come up with a couple of little templates, and you could come up with your own. So this is the one I've met with first. And so it says Homes for You as the subject line.
Okay.
And then it says, it was very nice meeting with you. I've set you up to receive properties that go on the market as soon as they are listed. Please let me know if you see anything that you are interested in getting in to see. I'm more than happy to assist. I look forward to helping you find your new home. Call me with any questions. Lara. But of course, I haven't met with Lara yet, but I'm going to save that template under this little tab here. So that will save, and it'll be in your drop-down menu each time under templates. And then the second one I have is called New Prospect. Also titled subject is Homes for You. Now, if you were sending a condo or an investment property or something like that, you may want to change the subject line or save a new template for condos. I just haven't done that. It's easy enough for me to change homes to condos for the subject line. So in the body, I've saved a template here so that I never have to rewrite this over and over again. You're going to save it as a template. So each time you're sending out a new buyer's email, you'll just pick, are they a new person that you've met or a person that you haven't met? So I've set you up to receive properties that go on the market as soon as they're listed into our MLS system. Multiple listing service is what the MLS stands for. Please let me know if you see anything that you are interested in getting in to take a look at. I am more than happy to assist. I look forward to helping you find your new home. Please call me with any questions. This system will auto-populate as soon as new listings are entered. Lara.
Okay.
Of course, down on the bottom, it will always have your information, your full name, the name of your company, your phone number, and your email. So what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to go ahead and send her that listing, but we're still not done yet. You've set her up to receive them automatically each time they go in, but this next step is what makes it populated. And so what you're going to do as soon as it loads up all the listings is you're going to click on the top line that says View All Listings whenever it populates. So view all. And then from here, oh my Lord, there's 98 of them. I don't know that I want all 98, but if you check the top box here, this is automatically going to select all 98 properties. But you may not want to send all of these. So what you can do is you can go in and edit it, or you can remove some by unchecking the box. Of course, C means contingent, and it's contingent upon inspections if you see the pop-up.
Okay.
This one also is contingent upon the financing. And this one also is contingent, inspections and financing. So you want to uncheck those boxes, but she may want to spend some time and look through these. So I would just go ahead and send them. They're within her price range, and they have everything that she's looking for. A means auction, and auction means that it is going up for auction. So there may be a site that you would need to go to place a bid on, but maybe they don't want to do an auction. It's kind of iffy, so maybe you want to take that out. This is a brand new listing. This one was listed today. You could tell whenever it says new listing at the bottom. Also, you could tell a lot by the MLS number. It's always going to be a 6-digit number, and right now we're about at 7,900 listings. So if you see a listing that's older, you may see one like 712345. You know that's an older listing. It's been on the market for a while. So, just continuing
Oh,
down.
see, I thought that C meant contract, but it's contingent.
Contingent. Yep, contingent upon financing, because if they don't get financed,
There's no
the deal may fall apart. So if you see a house that's really, really nice that you think fits into your buyer's, like this house is perfect, but I see that it's under contract, you could always go up here and send a little message to the agent and say, if this happens to fall apart, transaction looks shaky, shaky meaning fall apart, please contact me. I may have a buyer to show. And then put your full name and phone number. And they may come back. Whoops. Anyway. We're not going to send that. I just wanted to make you aware that you can send someone a message up here.
Oh, the listing.
These little
really?
tabs, you can contact the agent.
Oh,
You can always see the agent down here on the bottom, what company they're with, but you can always contact them here.
Oh.
You can also schedule an appointment from here. And you can also do the showing tab, even though there's showing schedules here. And you know how to set up a showing appointment through showing through here. Let's say we wanted to show this property, you would schedule the showing. And I have this set up so that I receive a text message. And that's something else we'll need to go over to make sure that you have your parameters set up under your profile. Let's say I wanted to show it on Friday at 10 a.m. I'm not going to go forward with this, but because it's under contract, obviously. But it'd be a first showing, and I want to show it between 10 and 10:30. You can also type a little note. This is a preview for an out-of-town buyer. This is one of my buyer's top picks, and then of course you would hit yes to proceed forward to make that appointment for this property. But we're not going to do that. I'm just kind of showing you.
Okay.
So if you're scheduling appointments and they've got the schedule showing tab there, that's where you could schedule a showing. Finishing up sending this buyer properties that have gone on the market. So this is the final step. And once you've done this, then she's received it by going up here. You could scroll down and find Lara. Okay, here it is. Or Lara Hoffman. I think that's what I just did, this one. And then, of course, you want to go back down and put new prospect. So it changes that note. and then hit email. Now those 3 steps, she's automatically set up to receive the auto emails on a daily basis. When you go into your email, you'll see Lara has looked at your email. Then you could go onto that one and see what the listing is that she's looked at, and maybe even type her a note and say, hey, I saw you got the property on San Bernardo. Is this something that you're interested in seeing? I'm happy to schedule an appointment. You know, that's just a kind of a follow-up, just to let them know that you're on top of it.